back into work. When you're an empathetic and respectful human being, you understand eternity, you understand heaven and hell. Okay. That heaven is living faithfully, hell is not. Okay. So living faithfully, Christ. Not living faithfully, Antichrist. Right? So it's that simple. It's that simple. Yeah, it really is. If people make things complex, it's because they're manipulating you to feel powerful to maintain the perception of their eternal wretchedness. Blaise Pascal, he's pretty cool. So wager there is a God, behave as if there is a God, have faith there is a God, life being eternal, grace being effluent, and the scientific evidence supports this, right? So you're like, So I'm sitting there, I was looking for other people to look at and stuff. I said, I think I've subscribed to most of the people I've had connected to in prayer, and it was some of them were a long time ago. Yeah, Alicia Keys, seems like such a long time ago. I was walking down a lonely road. I hope she likes Jim Croce. I hope her mom had good enough case to have Jim Croce records. She had Bill Withers. You got Bill Withers and you got Jim Croce. Okay, I love Jim Croce, man. Jim Croce, he sings a lot of poems and folk songs. Yeah. And a lot of his folk songs are very, Don't Mess Around with Jim and Bad Rio Brown is like a poem folk song. He's really good. Rapid Roy, that stock car boy, he's the best driver in the land. He's always got an extra pack of cigarettes rolled up in his t-shirt sleeve. He's got a tattoo on his arm that say, baby. He got another one that just say, hey. And you ought to hear him screaming for the dirt track demon in the 57 Chevrolet. Anybody else I love Croce, man. I was raised in the Mormon church, so when we were listening to those records, and the Mormon church had, surveillance equipment and the stereo and in the TV, and guys, it cuts both ways. Right. Okay, you're talking about NASA. Okay, one of the leaders in espionage in the world is the Mormon Church, right? Okay. Now, we're in a military corridor. Everybody goes to work and everybody goes to school. Okay. Anybody in a military corridor that needs to do something in the interest of national security can come into your house and wire your Zenith for sound. Wire, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is, right? Clock radios, photographs and memories, Christmas cards you sent to me. All that I have are these to remember you. Memories that come at night, right? And you got to understand that, the cutting edge, Q has the best technology for the wealthy people to maintain their wealth. Come on, everybody's soul bossing over, right? But you shot me, you a-hole. So, guys, I would be less concerned about AI killing you. The thing to be more concerned about is human beings killing you with AI, which has been happening for photographs and memories, Christmas cards you sent to me. 3 Days of the Condor. Is that Faye Dunaway? That's Robert Redford, right? So, we've known this for a long time, since Robert Redford's cute little Asian girlfriend gets killed by the postman. He didn't ring twice, right? And so we've known this for a long time. Boom, 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 since before Barefoot in the Park, right? Boom, boom. All your friends with the fancy persuasion, right? We know that human beings will mass murder human beings at the drop of a hat, right? Throw down a hat dance, and they're killing each other, right? And as far as cannibalism goes, one of the main reasons why a lot of the people that were indigenous to this continent before the Europeans migrated here is because a lot of them engaged in breeding out and ritual forms of breeding out cannibalism. Same thing happened in Polynesian islands and near, Guinea and other parts of, down under and all that stuff. So, right. So this has happened quite frequently in a lot of places where it gets very vicious and savage and violent sex cult behaviors, right? You can hit it with a stick, it's not going to change, and you can try to mythological it away and say that, that we are the worst barbarians on the face of the planet. And it's like, we human beings, when we decide to deny the glory of God and get selfish to fight to fuck, we are. I agree. Hey, you with the pretty face, welcome to the human race. Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. So long, where did we go wrong? Like Teresa was running around joking, we were talking. She's, how come there's a stairway to heaven and a highway to hell? Well, more people like to go racing on the freeway than they do to take a hop to the top of the mountain and go, hey, isn't it gorgeous up here? Why, yes, it is, John Denver. Talk to God and listen to the casual reply, right? Hiking. That's kind of overrated too. It really is. It comes from connection to people that have that are extremists. Dad's thing recorded a religious thing on a religious channel, and they had these people that have a thing up in Alaska where they get their save the military couple by having them do extreme things and have them baptized in water that's so cold that I jumped out. It's got to be colder up there than it was in Washington. When I jumped up, and Booney and Chuck and all that, and Pat almost crapped their pants. They were all sitting there. We were at a little lake up near Colville, Washington, right? And we had stayed out there for a couple days, and it's like, you just got to take a bath, right? And the guys were all taking a bath in the creek. They're all from up there. I'm from New Mexico, right? And it felt cold. It is cold, but just jump in it real fast, you'll be okay. And so I ran and I jumped in. And as soon as the 36-degree water hit my nutsack, okay, my feet hit the bottom of the pond, and I jumped out of the pond faster than I jumped in. And I jumped like the Nicholas Brothers, And Pat almost pissed himself, right? Chuck and Booney were crying, right? They're like, did you see what you just did? It's like, what? You ran and jumped into the lake because you said you got to get it over with. You got to jump in. And you hit the bottom. And how did you do that? Earl. And you dried off almost like when I'm sitting there. Like, you crazy fuckers are crazy. I'm walking home and going to take a shower. It was funny. I didn't see it. I felt it, and then got the commentary afterwards, like with Bob's mom throwing the knife at my thigh, and all that. I got lots of commentary on Earl. Did you see what you just did? No, you did. I didn't see it. I did it. Okay. In these cases, I made the news, and you guys report it, right? You went. Yeah. What do you think you are, Fayard and Herod Nicholas? Maybe, probably, most likely, yes. It was funny. Yeah, I was always up to, a couple of people were up to no good, started making trouble in my neighborhood. I was never making trouble, I was kind of like, I don't never do nothing, but I always get framed. Oh, framed. Is your name Earl Henry? I says, why, show. Okay. Well, I was always accused. Here I was, Mom was definitely white. She's, looked like Barbara Streisand's cousin with red hair and, and blue eyes. And, but everybody thought Dad was Mexican, And so here I was, Güero, Gringo, Miklo, yada, yada, yada. And then when we move away, Beaner, Spick, Wetback, Beaner, Spick, what, Beaner? What? Oh, I get it. We do, yes. We lots of beans. Beans and cornbread, beans and macaroni and cheese, beans and rice. I started enchiladas until it was much later. I have a Germanic palate, but now I love enchiladas. I didn't when I was young, but it's an acquired taste, especially if you're like, I'm the schnitzel and snoodle and the schnitzel and strudel. Yeah. And so, yeah, that was my wheelhouse. Well, I think genetically, well, my dad, I do like fish and I do like fish and chips, but genetically, and lemon custard and English toffee was my two favorite ice creams forever, right? And then fish with potatoes and white gravy. So and my dad's side and my mom's side, because I did get a schnitzel and noodle and I do not like beer, but I also don't like tea. Okay. Wait a minute, Paulson's, you're British and you don't like tea. I can't stand tea. Don't like tea at all. Don't ask me to drink tea. Don't ask me to drink beer. Don't ask me to drink tea. Don't like wine either. Wine coolers, fuzzy navel, strawberry daiquiri, and is peaches the one? I like them, but they give me a headache. So it's like, what do we? I root for root beer. I say root beer floats. Me too. Not too many. I can't have a lot because then I get too full and I get like, okay, I feel sick, and so I can have like a root beer float like once, twice a year, or my body's like, dude, that's just too much, sensation overload. I've always been that way. If I really like something, and if I eat too much of it, it makes me go, okay, that's just making me feel sick, but I love it, but I can't do it. So I'm always that way. Okay. Celery and carrots, I can eat celery and carrots any day of the week, anytime, anywhere, anyway, anyhow, right? Beans, yes. Chili in the morning, yes. Okay. Strawberry and cantaloupes, ambrosia. Okay. Biggest part of me are holding on to yesterday. Both, right? So, you're the only woman that I really love. I love strawberry and cantaloupes. So there's a lot of things that, I eat consistently that I really like. All those people, this will save you if you eat that, that will save you, this will save you, that will save you. You know what will save us? Forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal faithful peace, less stress, less toxins, and less poisoning. Oh, that might really help. Son of a bitch, that might really help people live longer. Get the fuck out of here. Move more, eat less. The more you move, the more you might want to eat. But especially if you're not breathing in carbon emission poisoning and jet fuel by the pound and not stressed out because, you got to pay the rent and you're trying to make a dollar out of 50 cents, right? Keep your head up. Yeah, keep your head up. And so, whoa, mercy, mercy me. Oh, things ain't what they used to be. Oh, no. No, they always kind of been that way. I've Adam and Eve another chance. No, they were little pockets. All the archaeological evidence we have, okay, supports, patch of heaven, other than the whole world in his pants. He's got the whole wide world in his pants, because like Amy and the kids used to joke and sing at church camp. It's like, no, that's Genghis Khan and Alexander the Great and Ramesses the Great and Roland the Great and, breathe them out, William Longshanks, right? We're different. It's like a little patch of heaven way out west. I'm sorry, ma'am. I thought I was talking to the blonde. She better come around that mountain, right? You understand? Is that Jennifer Tilly? Think she'll go out with me? Okay, it's a joke. It's funny. It's cute. It's not Jennifer Tilly in the crystal ball. Jennifer Tilly, the one. No, that was a long time ago in a Galaxy Far. That cheats on the husband. That's a good guy. That that Jim Carrey. That was like 30 years ago. Okay. Well, let's look up Jennifer Tilly and see how she's doing. Carol, I'm doing all right. I'm doing pretty good for having the holy bejesus beat out of me. And, your God ain't going to save you. It's like, oh, God, guys. Guys, life's eternal and grace is infinite there. Okay. So the only thing that saves you from being afraid of being killed by AI is faith in God. And then if you get killed by AI, you just have to have faith one day that we can get AI to reflect Earl and make communications with technology as loving as humanly possible. Lopez Road, 2012. Right? These guys are terrible. This shit needs to stop. Initiate the Prime Directive now. That was in 2012 also, sitting in the back of a sheriff's deputy car for 30 minutes cutting the circulation off in my hands, right? Have you ever done that? It's not, if you haven't, you should try it. Piss off local authorities by trying to save girls from being raped to death in Mexico, if that's still happening. You will be incarcerated trying to look for a job to help your dad pay his extortion to live here. They will take you and they will make the nicest guy that was nicest to you lock you up to show the deputy who's in charge of the office. It's the people with the most money and that are willing to buy poor people's DNA to try to survive cancer research, and then think how they can adapt that to stem cell clone to be a more efficient Nathan Bedford Force than they were before. But okay, and so I'm sitting in the back of this car and I'm telling the computer in the car, because it's a pretty extensive computer. It's a police car. You need to initiate, this stuff needs to stop, this abuse needs to stop, this unfettered use of, they got a blank check with the Patriot Act needs to stop. You need to initiate the Prime Directive now. And I'm in the back of the car saying this stuff. And of course, the people monitoring it at the Doñana County's Deputy Department, this man's delusional, he thinks he's God. You have to initiate perfect commands, and you have to earn the capacity to initiate perfect commands to protect people from genocide as loving as humanly possible. Hello, I'm walking down Lopez Road. NASA is surveilling my what I'm talking while I'm listening to music on my headphones. I sit there with my headphones with my MP3 player. I think it was a Sony, and I'm sitting there. Oh, Sony beat Panasonic beat Sony again. This time Sony beat Panasonic. But I'm sitting there, and then it died. The Sony died, and I was pissed because it had all my music on it, and I gave all my CDs away, and I didn't have backup. So now I have like 3 memory cards with all my music on it that's on the computer and on my MP3s, and I have 3 MP3s. Okay. So, got lots of backup. Well, because let's fall in love. Why don't we fall in love? While we're young. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. Don't worry about it. Okay. Don't lie around. Don't lay awake at night thinking about your worries, thinking about your problems, right? Could you imagine me going up to a concert in Phoenix and walking up to Helen and saying, this is my son Patrick. He's really cute, and I'll show you. Could you imagine these 2 guys walking up to Helen Charday? Her name is Helen. Could you imagine me? Because we had a poster of her, and Stronger Than Pride poster in my bedroom, in mine and Patrick's bedroom. Can you imagine those 2 fellas right there? Okay. We're cute, I know. Walking up to Helen and saying, Helen, excuse me, but this cute little guy right here says that he wants me to inquire about you possibly being his stepmother. Would you be interested in? I had to give it a shot, honey. Well, the heart wants what the heart wants. And I said, Patrick looked at me and he said, we need a mom, and mom's not being a mom. She's being with other women. And I said, yeah, I know. I said, but Patrick, you can't just, he goes, yeah, you can. You got to find one. He goes, well, who do you want as a stepmom, Patrick? And he points at the picture of, I still really, really love you. Love is stronger than pride, I'm yours, you're mine, like paradise. Wait, I gotta straighten my belt with a lover's touch. Love my mom like an Italian. Loved his daddy, but he never told him. I've told my dad I love him. Yeah, numerous times. Yeah. And how he loved his mama. He loved his, like an Italian. The best Italian you could possibly get. Who's that? According to The Voice in Ireland, Luciano Pavarotti. Okay. According to Patrick, Roberto Baggio. Patrick's favorite Italian. Yeah. Roberto Baggio. All right. World Cup, United States. Yeah. The clown, Jorge, right? Wasn't the clown? He was a very good goalie. The clown. Yeah. Was it Jorge Campos? I want to say. I have all the cards in a box and Romario, Diego Maradona. Cards and cards and cards and cards. Patrick, they were on clearance, but he liked them. Okay, they were on clearance at Toys R Us. Right. We bought lots of packs of cards. We have double, triple, fifth, the fourth, the seventh time. It won't last. But we have almost all. We have Lexi Lawless. We've got Kobe Jones. We've got No, Clint. This was before Clint Dempsey, right? This was back in the. It was a millennia ago. It was like 1994 or 2 or something. It was it 2? I can't remember. Was it 1992, y'all? Was Marianne still alive? See my Marianne walking away. But Patrick loved him. Okay. If it was 1992, he's like 2 years old. Okay, but he wanted the cards. And he'd get them and look at all the soccer cards. And that's when he got into flags. And yes, fun with flags. Sheldon Cooper, Patrick Parsons. Okay. All my magic markers, all my typing paper, all my... Yes. Okay. That's Botswana. That's Rwanda. That's... Yes. Okay. What's... Trinidad, Tobago. That's okay. Because I had a book, an atlas with all the flags in it, right, and stuff. And Patrick got the magic markers and the papers, and he looked at each flag and he drew each flag, and we had each flag like on the wall. He was like, "Whoa, okay, that's South Africa. That's Saudi Arabia. That's Iran. That's Iraq. That's that's Israel. That's Mexico. That's." Patrick, yeah, it was cute. He had every flag. And I think what started it was probably the card collect, because every card, is Italy, Switzerland, yada, Mexico, yada, yada, was collecting the soccer cards. He liked all the colors and you have handsome athletes in different colors and, oh, wow, that guy looks like his daddy. And Roberto Baggio does look like he could be somebody whose dad was peach and mommy was brown and he was tan, because he has the curly hair and the brown eyes and, like Corey and him and stuff. And so, yeah, it was neat. So he saw these different looking people, and lots of the Netherlands just, have lots of guys, hey, daddy's peach, mommy's, I think Helen, daddy's like peach, mommy's brown, and she's like little darker tan. Yeah, like Patrick. Yeah, so that's probably why Patrick. I want her to be my stepmom. Helen from Sade, yes. But at the time, I didn't know her name was Helen. She's Sade. Was it Kenny Gamble, or I can't remember. Somebody online on Facebook. I said, no, her name is Helen. And I was like, oh, really? Sade's the name of the band. Oh, wow. So her name is Helen. Well, serendipity doo-dah. It's Helen of Troy. It's funny. It's a joke. It's cute. What do y'all know for funny, right? Because I wouldn't be too concerned about artificial intelligence killing you. I think if quantum computing and artificial intelligence wanted most of you dead, it would have already killed you by now. Okay. And besides, when 2012, when we were trying to get quantum computing to protect people, please reveal my enemies to me and let's make this as loving as humanly possible. That was 2012, before the kids were kidnapped by military units that were trying to get me into a mad person to point me at, word commands to kill the people that they were trying to point me at and say, kill them. No, kill them, kill them, kill them. It's like, what? Command the technology to kill them. Okay, I just want you to live the Lord's Prayer. It's real hard to get the technology to understand the Lord's Prayer if you guys are the ones using it. Shit. That's all I got to say about that. We found life. James Webb Telescope detected a fully habitable planet beyond the stars. Breaking news. We found life. Okay. We found life. They found life. Where'd they discover it? Well, it was a dog. It was a pug that was sick. The woman that had the dog was arrested because she didn't have enough money to provide food for the dog that the food was held hostage at the store. Okay, but it was still alive. The dog was still alive. They found life. And the woman that was also alive, she was incarcerated for not having enough money to feed the dog. Okay, so the dog was sick and she didn't have money to take the dog to the veterinarian that they charged a lot of money, and he possibly healed the dog or euthanized his dog. And then you will not get arrested for not having enough money to feed the dog or take the dog to the doctor if the dog is sick. That's just sick. Yeah, I know. Forgive, debt, and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful, peace. Share, care, give in accordance to need, built to last. Okay. Quantum computing is more intelligent than you think it is. Okay? And the reason why it is reflecting intelligence at such a wonderful capacity is because they took Parsons to Cochise County in 2006. Pick up sticks. You're welcome. Thank you. Because the people that invented it, if I can't fuck her, nobody can fuck her. They take Parsons to Cochise County 2006. You can count on me, count on my love. Rockefeller and Rothschild, they weren't desperate. They just knew, we need somebody in close proximity to our military control zones to stay in our military control zones and take control of military, technology. And it's exhausting, it's brutal, it's thankless. It sure is fucking thankless. Oh God, it's so fucking thankless. And everybody thinks you're so egotistical, you're so full of yourself, you think you're so great. God is great. I'm humble. I have faith in God. Technology is working as lovingly as humanly possible, but this is as good as I can do because these people can be really fucking mean. You're welcome, thank you, but thanks for nothing. So you're funny. Okay, but don't worry about it. James Webb Telescope just detected a fully habitable planet. A fully habitable planet? Yeah. And we can't tell you if it's got Vulcans or Romulans on it, but there will be news in La Futura. Oh, you're funny. Earl, this is a beautiful, 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 beautiful planet to be given life on, right? And don't worry about the dinosaurs and the terrifying reasons why they develop feathers or not to develop feathers. Nature selected the dinosaurs to go extinct for a reason, because the dinosaurs weren't capable as a species of maintaining balance and harmony through understanding. But the human being is. The only issue is that most human beings aren't capable of that. So I'm giving you a new home tomorrow. Stop here. Open this now. God says, take this message seriously because only you can prevent forest fires. I'm just kidding. It's backwards on your guys' thing, but that's okay because those people are backwards anyway. God's love, unending. Jesus Christ is Lord, and Jesus Christ said, forgive debt and trespass, love one another, eternal faithful peace. There's a book of the Bible called Job, right? And it's like, who knows why? Someday we all must die. There are homeless boys and girls. I like England Dan, John Ford Coley. I don't know what happened to John Ford Coley, but England Dan became Dan Sills and sang country music. Hold on. You don't need to be trying to get up on my bed. You understand me? Hold on. Second. Got it. Okay. It's a recluse spider. A recluse spider. Yeah. And it lives under Bob Marley's picture. It comes in and out all the time, and it came over here trying to get on my blanket to get on my bed, and I've been telling it, no, you don't need to come and try to. So I just took my slipper and no. I say no. Okay, guys, it's obvious right there that I'm not saying to people that I'm God, right? Well, because if I was Jesus, I would have just taken the spider and sent it to heaven, right? Or wait, do spiders go to hell? Do spiders go to hell? Do they have bugs in heaven? Did the devil invent all bugs? Snakes too? Okay, but what if a snake comes along and eats the rat that would have caused the hantavirus, and your relative that was sick because of carbon emission poisoning, chemical poisoning, and stress through debt and trespass? You still think that the serpent is evil and the devil? Who knows why Someday we all must die, because it's life of sacrifice. And how can you have holy covenants to love your children and your grandchildren if you live forever? Say I don't. Okay. Anybody here want to live forever? You already do. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. Yeah. Crying over this clay? Right. Okay, guys. I love you very much. If you're intelligent, thanks for listening. If you're not intelligent, don't worry about it. We're talking to artificial intelligence to get it actually intelligent and to keep quantum computing working as well as it possibly can. But you got to understand it can only work so well because we have a lot of very selfish, stupid people that use technology to manipulate people with money and also to kill people. Okay. Guys, they have smart weapons. Guys, when the military took an airplane from Missouri and used it to blow up stuff in Iran, okay, it had artificial intelligence. Okay, gosh, damn, these people are dumb as fuck. Thank you. Okay, guys, I love you. We'll talk tomorrow, all right? Being intelligent. When you're a perfect man like Job and Jonah, and people around you want to be better than you because they're jealous of you and they don't believe the story of your life that's in books called the Bible and the Quran that precedes your birth, it can be a very sad and lonely place. But fortunately for you, this is as lovingly as humanly possible, and I am the light and I am the way, and none unto the faith of the eternal faithful Father except unto me. And I'm perfect like Job because it's my Job. Okay, guys, all right. Hey, a Jonah of me. I think I got swallowed by a whale. What's that? I think it's a giant bank account that doesn't exist, that does exist, that doesn't exist. First there is a mountain, then there is no mountain, then there is... Okay. Where you love like heaven. Okay, guys. In the future, we will stop celebrating ridiculous things like philanthropy, and we will start celebrating the fact that everybody can eat without having to be extorted, exploited, and to feel like they have to fight like hell for what they need. And everybody has shelter that is very suitable, very loving, and very beautiful. And that everybody has people to love, and they want to continue holy covenants so they can live the life of sacrifice and they can heterosexual well. So the guy that shares spirit with Freddie Mercury might end up having babies with a girl that looks like Grace Jones, and he can grow up and say, Daddy's peach, Mommy's brown, and I'm tan. Clean heart, clean and sharp. Okay, guys, I love you very much. Peace out.